Hello everyone, Nick here again. How are you all going? I wanted to make a quick follow-up in response to the video I made a few days ago and just talk generally about the channel, about myself, what's been going on. Elephant in the room is I really haven't posted a video in the last two-ish years, nearly 2 years. It was towards the end of 2022. That's kind of the last major X-Wing tournament I went to, and as a result, the last time I was really interested in the game and making content. There's been a lot of developments since then. In terms of my own sort of mental health, basically the big development out of the last couple of years is I've been diagnosed with ADHD. For those of you not aware, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Now, when I was a kid, that condition was only ever associated with really hyperactive kids. It's only sort of recently in the last few years that we've sort of collectively more come to the understanding that it can be more of an internal thing, if that makes sense. I'm not racing around out here, I'm racing around in here. A very simplified way of putting it, but it's been really positive coming to terms with that and starting getting medicated and all that kind of stuff. It really does put into perspective the way I've approached a lot of things in life. YouTube channel, obviously that's what we're talking about today, but many other things as well. And just being able to organize the things I want to do. Even the things I'm very, very passionate about. It's a very common thing with people with ADHD to be passionate about so many things and get really good at thinking of ideas and starting projects, but never following through. Part of going through this journey and learning about this, and again, being medicated, is about not doing that. Having the mental tools to actually follow through with things and actually untangle my life, so to speak. And I've just recently gotten up to the stage where I want to sort of start to revisit YouTube again. I never wanted to stop making YouTube videos, just to be clear. It is not, it's not a matter of desire. Obviously, losing most of my interest in X-Wing for that period of time didn't really give me a lot of fresh ideas and that kind of stuff. I do have things I want to do with the channel, or things I want to do with the channel for ages. I actually made the decision just a few weeks ago to go, okay, I'm going to, go back on to the Discord, start engaging with that again. I actually closed my Patreon recently as well. Or more accurately, I closed the paid tiers in the Patreon. It's still there. You can still see the feed and everything. There's just no option to pay. I can't justify, not putting out content and still charging people per month. I mean, not that it was bringing in, much at all anyway, but yeah, that's just the decision I came to. If I ever revisit that, and realistically, if I'm going to make any kind of income off of this, I do have to revisit that. The YouTube income, the YouTube ad revenue is just, it may as well not exist. To put it nicely. So yes, just to reiterate from the last video, my Discord is free and open to everyone to use. Link for that in the description. It's on the main page of the channel and all that kind of stuff. Just go there, use the invite. For those of you not familiar what Discord is, it's basically a platform to set up your own sort of mini forums. Use the servers to, talk in text-based chats. You can have voice over IP kind of things. It's good for like linking up video or voice calls for the purpose of using them in game. So if you want to play X-Wing over Tabletop Simulator, that kind of stuff, it's a really good platform for that kind of thing. So please, if you weren't aware, jump on that, have a good chat with us. It has absolutely exploded over the past couple of days. As has a lot of the X-Wing based Discord servers. I mean, obviously the fact that I've gotten rid of the paywall is going to help with that, but I think, the main reason for that happening is because of what's happened with X-Wing. The fact that it is basically going to become purely a community-driven thing. On that note, I do want to mention that I do want to do some more work here on the channel, actually talking about those various efforts, those various projects, alternate play styles. I want to have a look at sort of, the efforts done by the main competitive play server, the 2.5 server. There's also the legacy project server I want to actually sort of highlight and talk about the kinds of things they're doing. Alternate play styles such as Hotak, and there's also a couple of other resources. Infinite Arenas is the other one I want to have a bit of a look at and sort of show you guys what's going on, as well as sort of revisit, Tabletop Simulator, the various things. The bottom line is there's a lot of various community projects that were already in place before this, and it really does go to show how robust this community is in supporting this game. I don't know what it's going to look like going forward. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but I'm pretty confident at the same time, having said that. And of course, there's also the situation with the X-Wing Alliance. Basically, this is a group of content creators, pro players, tournament organisers that are going to be pulling their resources and sort of like their collective decision-making to basically make some kind of unified balance and organised play system for the game going forward without a manufacturer. Which is very commendable. I do want to actually talk about this more in other videos, but I'm just highlighting these briefly here. I guess moving forward with the channel, I do want to point out the simple fact that I just can't rely on the same kinds of videos that I was making before. Some of them I can, but one of the biggest things for the channel, frankly, was just getting new information from AMG or FFG about the release of new X-Wing ships, getting spoilers, that kind of stuff, and just chatting about it. Honestly, those videos were pretty much the biggest thing I always did. And we can't do that anymore. There's this sort of the conversation around community-driven stuff if we ever do get to the point of making content, but it's not quite really the same thing, is it? I imagine if we ever do get to the point of adding more content to the game in a sort of official homebrew sense, it's not going to be drip-fed through spoiler articles. It's going to, I imagine, be a bit more collaborative with the community. And just the whole landscape is going to look different, and that style of content's not quite going to be the same. This is part of the reason why I want to sort of engage with these community projects, but there's also the factor about me getting my head together with everything I was just speaking about before. It sort of comes down to the way I sort of engage with the community one-on-one at events. For those of you who've met me at various events, this is not actually the way I am. I'm a very shy, introverted kind of guy, usually. It's just not in my general nature to be that outgoing and outspoken, and sort of like get pally-pally with people. But I do like to do it. It's just more a personality thing. I do worry occasionally that I think people think I'm really angry with them or something. I'm genuinely not. I've basically loved every single one-on-one interaction I've had with the X-Wing community, and it's something I'm working on, something I'm working through. And the fact that I have a real incentive to actually work with the community, highlight those things on this channel, I guess be a bit of a cheerleader for what's going on, makes me want to do it more and more. And again, the fact that I'm dealing with my own mental health, I'm actually moving forward on it, and I'm looking forward to that. I genuinely am. I've already spoken to various people in charge of some of the organised, well, I should say community-driven play here in Australia. Some of the creators of these projects I just mentioned, you'll learn more about that in future videos. And I just want to say thank you to all of them. It's been insanely beneficial just for my my ego apart from anything else, but it's just been an insanely positive thing moving forward. And the response since the last video has been insanely overwhelming. Yeah, I knew people liked my stuff, but just having that insane volume of positive vibes it's a lot, and it's not easy for someone with my kind of mentality to internalize that super easily. I just want to say, even if I don't show it, I am insanely grateful. I'm insanely grateful to the community over the entire time I've had this YouTube channel. I'm insanely grateful to the other content creators I've worked with, primarily Crabok, actually, I want to say thank you to. I'm not the kind of content creators that's going to reach out to other guys and have a chat and do this kind of thing. It's not in my nature. I am painfully shy, and the fact that you've reached out to me in the past and we've collaborated a couple of times genuinely means a lot. So here on camera, I just want to say a huge thank you to you. Also been loving the content you've been making recently. I think your commentary on the whole situation has been fantastic. So Crabok, if you're watching, thank you so much. And also briefly to Dion, I met Dion from Gold Squadron podcast back in 2019 at the Australian System Open. And we briefly chatted. I was on his stream for a little bit. And it was just a very all-round positive experience. just watching the last episode of the Gold Squadron podcast where they talk about the current situation. Now, they're obviously very directly involved with the X-Wing Alliance and what's going on. 3 out of 4 of them are on the council, so to speak. And the way Dion was talking about it, trying to encourage people to, have patience, try and move forward with a bit of understanding. Obviously, we've got to work out what we want to do in terms of a rule set. It's just the way he sort of communicated made me feel very confident about what's going on. I think the game, frankly, is just going to have much better leadership than it has in a very long time, and very excited to see what it has. And also, I would like to thank my partner. Over the last few years, she's been an amazing, amazing support. Being with someone with that level of empathy and understanding is amazing. There's no other word for it. So, babe, if you're watching, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Okay, now at the risk of this turning into an Oscars speech, if you haven't, please jump on the Discord. And if you have any suggestions for what to do in terms of covering community content, if you think there's something obvious that I've missed that we should be having a look at, please let me know. In the meantime, it's going to be a fun little future for the channel, sort of working out what we do in terms of content. There is stuff I want to do that's not X-Wing related. Actually, stuff I was planning on do before this whole thing happened, and it just coincidentally happened at the same time, just days after I closed my Patreon. So, cool. It's all good fun times. The one thing in regards to content, actually, before I do close this out, I want to point out, with me dealing with the things I'm dealing with, ADHD, medication, sort of learning how to sort of listen to my own mind, get the balance right in life. I may be gone occasionally. I might drop off the radar again. I'm not going to put the expectation on myself that may not happen sometime in the future. The reality is, hyperfixation comes and goes. Concentration comes and goes. It's not an act of malice when I'm not here. It's not trying to make a statement, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I mean, obviously it's not malice. That was not a good way of putting it. I don't hate something because I'm not hyperfixating on it. Learning how to sort of move forward with the content, not focus on trying to do like weekly videos of a certain topic, not like a regular recurring show kind of thing. I know the algorithm loves that kind of stuff, but pushing myself to do that kind of content, what I would describe as a very neurotypical style of workflow and content, hasn't jived with me, and there's no point trying to force myself to do something that I've proven is challenging over and over again. I seem to thrive when I get really excited about something, I push forward with it, and I try new and exciting things all the time. It may be frustrating for some of you guys out there, but I really think taking those expectations away and just letting myself do what I love at my own pace is going to be a positive thing overall. I think that's the main takeaway I want people to get from this video. Just something I want people to understand. And I appreciate people's patience and, again, the support. It's a lot, and I really, really do appreciate it. With all that out of the way, I'll catch you all in the next video. Stay tuned. The next thing we're going to talk about will be the community response to the end of X-Wing development, and I have a lot to say regarding that. A lot of positivity coming in the next video. I'll catch you next time.